So I decided that these videos are going to be in part because I'm very detailed, and I think once I do this phase of videos or segments, whatever they call it now, right? I won't be doing this again. But I feel that people can use whatever parts that they want, right? For their livelihood or parts they feel they want to listen to or share, right? And also, I'm dealing with a little allergy, right? So I have to stop and take breaks sometimes, right? So here we are again. As I was saying, I did take this assignment. Well, it's not an assignment. I did take this position knowing I could not travel anymore like I used to and take sabbaticals in Jamaica like I used to, right? And I should have paid attention to that because here's a lesson. Follow your heart, right? When you know what you want, stick to it. Because when you start to veer off and make changes for other people, it always come back to bite you. And that's just the truth, right? At least that's my truth, okay? I have to say that because my husband always saying, everything you say is not the truth. Well, in my eyes, it's my truth, right? So back to the story. Okay, so now I'm onboarding. I am accepting this position, and I literally had to fly out of Jamaica because, as I stated earlier in the last video, I was in Jamaica when I took this, when I did my interview and took the position. And so I had to fly back to the States and get everything set up, right? And so during this process, everything seemed great, but I was always paying attention to conversations that I was having, right? There are answers and there are red flags and there are things that you need to pay attention to when people are talking to you. This is why in business and even in your personal life, right? Because I find myself being a problem where I'm not fully listening, right? And I think I do this more in my personal life than I do at work, right? And I've learned a lot of my great skills is listening at work, right? So I've learned over the last 10 years in my own marriage, right, to bring that home. But what I'm saying is it's important to be able to listen, not listen to respond, but listen so you can get an idea of the character of the person, the intentions of the person, right? And their real purpose, right? These are things that I pay attention to now. I would not now, but that I've matured in business, I would say over the last 15 years, and maybe more so when I left corporate to pay more attention to conversations and listen to people when they talk. So this was the phase I was going through the first 2 weeks of working in my position. And let me tell you, it was messy, right? We're just going to keep it straight. It was messy. But when I see mess, it's a challenge for me as a credentialing person to clean it up, to fix it up, to create, right, order. And that's what I do. That's why people hire me, because I create order in your mess. I give you direction, even when you think you have direction. This is all that I was experiencing. But then I have like the owner who I really liked, to be honest, right? I loved her personality. I loved her matter of fact. She was very direct, and I'm a very direct person. And even though her directness may have been a little brute and hard for others, right? It didn't faze me. It was like, oh, okay, this is how she is. But I respect that, right? Because you can see who she is up front. It wasn't one of those behind the scenes two-faced things, as we call it, right? My director, on the other hand, was a different story, okay? She was very fluffy, she was very, and I'm not talking and physical appearance, just her whole mindset was just like, oh, I wish I can do this. Oh, I wish I can travel like you do. All the stuff that I used to hear people saying all the time that, okay, can we get back to work? This is why I don't really share my personal business, because people want to get to know more of your personal business than your skills. That is what I was experiencing with the director, right? And maybe it's okay because she was trying to figure me out, right? Right? But the thing is, a lot of people always trying to figure me out when I came there to work, right? My personality is not one where we just gonna sit there and talk about, TV, because I don't watch TV like that. Sports, I'm not into sports, right? Cooking, we may talk about food, but again, I've been through the healthcare industry, and in my mind, let's keep it work, right? Let's not do anything else, because that's when people get too comfortable with you, right? And I saw that happening. I saw that happening. What I did not expect is for my colleagues, and these colleagues are other managers that will come to me, not because they want to gossip. A lot of them was just, wow, you are a breath of fresh air, right? Not just in my personality, right? And I'm not speaking in pride. I'm just speaking the truth of what I experience, and what I experience a lot in my field, right? I am there to help you in any way I can, right? And so that's what I was doing with these colleagues, and they appreciated that. There were times they would team me and like, can we go over this? Can you give me some insight on how I can do A, B, and C? And I did. It wasn't a problem. They were my colleagues, right? Because what they did affected my work in some way, even though we all have our own clientele. But the point is, I'm a team player. And if someone asks for my help and I have the time to help them, I would do it. And that's what the director and the owner expected out of me, because that's what we are. We were a team. They walked in team playing all day long.